Hey there, it's Mark Baird in Denver, Colorado. Thanks for stopping by to check out my videotape. So let's talk about NuSkin. I guess the big question many people have when they start taking a look at NuSkin is the compensation plan really that profitable? And can you actually make money with a company like NuSkin? I mean, let's face it, NuSkin is not exactly a new deal, right? They've been around for over 25 years. And there are so many variations of the MLM compensation plans that have been developed just in the last few years. Can an old standard Unilevel compensation plan still get the job done? Now, I talked about this in detail in my recent full NuSkin review that I did on my blog, so you can check it out there. But I will tell you that in today's market, there are so many different variations of network marketing compensation plans that you could fill a pretty big book just analyzing them. But look, just think about it in general terms. It really doesn't matter if you're a unilevel or a binary with a director's check match or a daily cash paying matrix. Hey, they all pay good money, right? Take a look at those companies. They all have top reps that make a lot of money once they get their organizations ramped up and going. NuSkin's compensation plan has, of course, stood the test of time, and it is profitable. I mean, when you look at the compensation that the top reps have pulled over the years, the numbers are pretty staggering. I mean, I have friends in NuSkin who have earned over $40 million. Now, you heard me right, $40 million. A lot of money, huh? And the ranks of the people that are in their $20 million club, that's pretty full also. So their compensation plan has proved its ability to generate big dollars, but it is not necessarily the easiest to build. Understand that. Building and maintaining 12 leaders on your front line so that you can tap maximum depth in your organization can be a challenge. Now, I think a better question when you join a particular MLM is how do you maximize the compensation plan for that company? Because every type of compensation plan in network marketing requires a slightly different building strategy to really maximize it. So let's discuss what you need to do with NuSkin to really get to the big bucks, because that's what you're interested in. Now, just so you don't think that I'm talking out of school here, I will point out that NuSkin was, in fact, my first MLM. I did become a seven-figure earner with them in my first 3 years, and I also have no current affiliation with them. So this is not some kind of commercial for the company. Now, with their version of the Unilevel compensation plan, there's actually no limit to the number of people that you can have in your downline. So you can build as big a group as you want. However, you can only tap to a certain depth within that structure. And to tap the maximum depth, you have to build your front line of personally sponsored reps to a certain width. So you have to have the width to get to the depth. Now, if you sponsor somebody and they really take off, they get excited, and they maintain a certain volume for 3 or 4 months, they become what's called an executive distributor or a breakaway. Now, you have to think strategically here and move fast, or you're going to find yourself leaving money on the table. You have to build width on your front line quickly so that you can tap the depth in your group, but at the same time, you need to support and stimulate a certain amount of depth, but there's going to be nothing there to tap, right? Now, I found the best business building approach for this comp plan is actually to go wide fast, and at the same time, reach down 1 or 2 levels to support that depth. Now, of course, there is a reason they call it a breakaway system. That's because when a distributor becomes an executive, they're going to break away from their position in your downline. Doesn't matter where they're located. They break away and they roll up beneath the next qualified executive in the structure. So let's say you sponsor a hot distributor, but you're not an executive. Now, if they go into qualification and actually qualify before you do, you lose them as an executive and they roll up the line. Now, that means bye-bye to executive bonus to that on that particular rep for you. Now, if you're a big player, this kind of compression actually works for your benefit, since all the power in your downline is actually going to roll up and compress below you. Where do you think the big checks came from, huh? Now, once again, build wide fast is the best approach here. And you will discover that not everybody you bring in is going to be a mover. So I recommend you set your goal on sponsoring at least 6 to 10 reps per month. And then sift that group down to the 20%ers, and then sift that group down to your 1%ers. I think your best strategy is to use a high volume lead generation approach to get a large enough flow of leads on a daily basis to power your business plan. Now, I tell you what, the way I did this years ago was using newspaper advertising. I generated about 100 leads a week, sifted them, sorted them down, ended up sponsoring like 250 dead serious people in 2 years. In my 3rd year, I was making 7 figures. Today, can't do that in the newspaper anymore. Today, obviously, the traffic is online. So you're going to need to use an online business development and building strategy. Okay. There are a lot of good out-of-the-box systems you can do this with. Now, for more information on my complete NuSkin review or some of my different marketing approaches or business development approaches, go to my blog. That's www.askmarkbarrett.com. AskMarkbarrett. Thanks, and we'll see you on the next video.